Welcome to Crime Stories Now. Today we delve into the harrowing account of familial abuse and the long-lasting impact of trauma as told through the life of Raquel O'Brien in the documentary Unbreakable Bonds. Unveiling the shadows of familial abuse. What if the greatest danger to a child was not lurking outside, but living inside their home? This chilling question sets the stage for our exploration into the often overlooked peril of familial abuse. In Unbreakable Bonds, we trace the story of Raquel O'Brien, whose life takes a dark turn with the arrival of her cousin, Leonardo. Initially, his presence was a comforting addition, a family member to lean on, embodying the warmth and security one would expect from kin. However, as days turned into months, the initial glow of familial bonds gave way to a more sinister reality. Behind the smiles and shared memories, a disturbing transformation began to unfold, revealing a hidden landscape of manipulation and control. As we dive deeper, we uncover the disturbing dynamics that betray the facade of family ties. Predators don't always lurk in the dark alleys, sometimes they dine at our tables. This chilling reality hits close to home in the story of Raquel O'Brien and her cousin Leonardo. Leonardo, a seemingly benign figure, masterfully constructed a facade of trust and familial love, only to manipulate it into a sinister tool of abuse. Let's delve deeper into this dark narrative. Leonardo, like many abusers within family settings, didn't resort to overt threats or violence at first. Instead, he employed subtler, more insidious tactics to build a web of control. It's a method that academic Cathy Humphries describes as psychological grooming. This process involves the gradual breakdown of the victim's defenses, making them increasingly dependent on their abuser. Psychologist Graham Taylor elaborates on these tactics. The predator might begin with gestures of love and generosity, slowly intertwining their lives with those of their victims. Compliments, gifts, and shared secrets seem harmless at first, but are actually the first threads of a much larger web. Over time, these threads can bind a person, limiting their ability to see the situation clearly or seek help. In familial settings, these manipulative behaviors are often masked by the guise of normalcy and affection, making them even harder to recognize. The warmth of a family dinner, the casualness of a living room conversation. These everyday scenarios become the backdrop for subtle control tactics. These might include isolating the victim from other family members, subtly undermining their confidence, or instilling a deep-seated fear of consequences should they ever reveal the abuse. The mastery of manipulation by familial abusers can often go unnoticed, weaving a web that is both complex and catastrophic. Leonardo's actions, hidden beneath layers of familial obligation and trust, demonstrate a chilling execution of power and control, revealing a truth that is as unsettling as it is real. As we explore these shadows, the story of Raquel not only sheds light on her personal ordeal, but also casts a wider beam on the pervasive issue of familial abuse. Silence within the walls of a home can be as dangerous as the abuse itself. It's a chilling reality that many face, yet find themselves unable to voice. This silence, thick and suffocating, isn't just a lack of noise. It's a barrier built from cultural norms and societal expectations that often dictate what can be openly discussed and what must be hidden away. In many cultures, the family is revered as a sacred institution. This reverence, while fostering a sense of belonging and love, can also create an environment where abuse is quietly endured to maintain the facade of a perfect family. The fear of bringing shame or dishonor to one's family can be a powerful silencer of voices that should be heard. Dr. Judy Cordon, an expert in family dynamics and abuse, underscores the dire need to dismantle these walls of secrecy. When we talk about familial abuse, she explains, we're not just discussing individual incidents, we're talking about a systemic issue that thrives on silence. Breaking that silence is the first step towards healing and prevention. The consequences of keeping these secrets are profound. They not only allow abuse to continue, often for generations, but they also leave psychological scars on victims, scars that might never fully heal. These silences perpetuate a cycle where victims feel isolated and powerless, believing their voices will bring more harm than help. It's time to tear down these walls of silence and bring these conversations into the open. By fostering an environment where these stories are shared and heard, we challenge the norms that maintain these cycles of abuse and begin paving the way for healing and change. Survival is just the beginning. The journey of healing and reclaiming one's life is a battle of its own. Meet Raquel O'Brien, a woman entangled in a web of her past, struggling with the shards of memories that paint both horror and confusion. As a child, Raquel's trust was betrayed in the very sanctuary of her home, turning her world into a labyrinth of fear and manipulation. Today, we explore her path towards healing, a path punctuated with challenges and triumphs. Raquel's battle with disassociation, a psychological defense mechanism, illustrates the complexity of her trauma. There were days when reality seemed more like a distant echo, while memories of abuse surged with alarming clarity at others. This constant tug-of-war not only disrupted her daily life, but also her sense of identity. Yet it was through this turmoil that Raquel's journey towards self-discovery began. Forgiveness, often misconstrued as a sign of weakness, became Raquel's strength. It was not about condoning the actions of her abuser, but about liberating herself from the chains of hatred and resentment. This step was crucial, for it allowed her to reclaim the narrative of her life and redirect her energy towards advocacy and healing. The impact of Raquel's story extends far beyond her personal battles. It challenges deeply ingrained societal norms and the often inadequate protection for children within the familial sphere. Her story, shared with raw honesty, resonates with survivors like Cathy Humphries, who have similarly turned their pain into purpose, advocating for a world where children are safe from the shadows that once haunted their own pasts. Through conferences, interviews, and advocacy, Raquel and Cathy underscore the importance of open discussions about familial abuse. Their voices, once silenced by fear and manipulation, now ring clear and strong, advocating for change and protection. Every step taken by a survivor is a step towards changing not just their life, but also the world around them. Just when the pieces start to fall into place, new revelations can shake the very foundations of what we believe. In the unfolding narrative of Raquel O'Brien, a moment arrives that tests her newfound stability. As Raquel bravely confronts her past, a fresh layer of betrayal emerges, revealing that another close family member had known about the abuse all along, yet chose silence. This disclosure forces Raquel to reevaluate the very relationships that she once deemed secure and supportive. The impact of such revelations extends beyond the initial shock. For survivors like Raquel, these moments can trigger a cascade of confusion and emotional turmoil. It's not just about the betrayal itself, but about the erosion of trust within the family unit, a place that is supposed to be a sanctuary of unconditional love and support. Psychologically, these revelations can lead to a re-traumatization, where the healing wounds are torn open anew. Survivors must navigate the delicate balance of processing these truths while continuing to forge a path towards healing. It's a stark reminder of the complex layers of human relationships and the profound effects of hidden truths. Yet amidst this storm of emotions, there is a silver lining. Each painful truth uncovered is also a step towards authenticity and resolution. It provides an opportunity for families to confront their darkest secrets and hopefully to rebuild on foundations of transparency and understanding. Each revelation brings pain, but also the truth that pushes for change. Awareness is the first step, but action is what truly changes the course of the future. As we've journeyed through the chilling narrative of Unbreakable Bonds, unveiling the shadows of familial abuse, we've uncovered the harsh realities that lurk within spaces that should be sanctuaries of love and trust. From the deceptive warmth of familial ties, we've seen how the sinister tentacles of abuse can extend, twisting what should be nurturing relationships into oppressive and damaging bonds. We've heard from experts like Cathy Humphries and Graham Taylor, who've shed light on the grooming process, a methodical and devastating strategy used by predators to gain trust and manipulate their victims. This knowledge is vital, yet knowledge alone isn't enough. There must be a transformation in how we, as a society, handle these delicate yet pervasive issues. The call is clear. Tear down the walls of secrecy and silence that so often surround cases of familial abuse. It's imperative that conversations about such abuses are brought into the open, making it easier for victims to share their stories without fear of disbelief or repercussion. But what can be done at the systemic level? There's a dire need for policies that not only protect, but also proactively support survivors and those at risk. This includes educational programs that teach children about boundaries and consent, training for professionals in all fields to recognize signs of abuse, and stronger legal repercussions for perpetrators. On a community level, each of us has the power to make a difference. Be vigilant. Listen actively when someone shares their experiences. Offer support, whether it's a listening ear, resources for professional help, or simply standing by someone as they navigate the path to healing. Let Raquel's story be a beacon that guides us out of the shadows and into a future where every home is a safe haven. This narrative isn't just Raquel's. It mirrors countless untold stories. By stepping up, speaking out, and supporting one another, we can forge a future where familial abuse is not just a shadow, but a relic of the past. Together, let's illuminate the dark corners and create a world where every individual, every child, feels truly safe and loved at home.